happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I pray that you all are well. I pray that your families are well. I pray that you have had a fantastic day. I pray that you made the most of your day, regardless of what you encountered, regardless of how you felt, regardless of how people tried to make you feel. I pray that you made the most of your day. I pray that you smiled more than you frowned. I pray that you laughed more than you were angry. I pray that the only tears that you shed on today were either tears of joy, tears of complete gratitude, and sheer excitement, all because you know where and how far God has brought you. So, welcome to Transformational Mondays. I am Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help women turn their purpose and their passion into a business that they absolutely love, all while overcoming mindsets that prevent profit, progress, and prosperity. You may be asking yourself, what is Transformational Mondays? Well, Transformational Mondays is all based on the scripture that tells us to be ye transformed by the renewing, the renovation, the gutting of your mind. Anytime you hear renewing of your mind, I want you to think about when people flip houses and renovate properties, how some of the most gruesome properties have to be gutted, how the walls have to be stripped, how they have to put up new drywall, how they have to tear down the house back to its mere bones, right? Where it's really a shell. Excuse me. And depending upon how damaged the property is, how they have to rebuild it. This is what the scripture, the revelation that God gave me about that scripture, what it means to be transformed, to be changed by the renewing of our mind. And a lot of the times, we don't realize the work, the effort, the energy that it takes to renew our mind. If you all haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I missed y'all last week. I took some time off. I took some time off last week. Actually, I took some time off YouTube Live for Transformational Mondays. And it felt good to just like really just take a rest. And I'll be honest, y'all, I kind of felt bad. Not so much felt bad, but it felt different. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And share this live with about 2 or 3 people, because I promise y'all we're gonna be done about maybe 9:50 at the latest. Okay. So yeah, it really felt different taking some time off from doing my YouTube live. But one of the things, and this is just something I want to share with you all, as you pursue your purpose, as you're building your business, do not, one, never chase money, right? Your goal is to build so that others will be transformed, right? To always be the solution to somebody's problem. Always remember that you are a solutionist. I love, like I coined that phrase. I need to put it on a t-shirt, but you are a solutionist, right? So people pay you, people will invest in themselves through you to get the transformation that you provide, to get the problem that they have solved. So I want you all to never get so inundated with work that you never take time to rest. One of the things that I even understood when it comes down to the Bible teaches us about resting. And one of the things that I love, and the revelation that I got about resting teaches us to trust God. Right? When you're always doing. And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with implementing, because it shows that you believe in some capacity. Remember, faith plus work equals life. So in order for anything that you want to live, to grow, to blossom, to succeed, there must be 2 things. There must be belief in what you're doing. There must be trust in what you're doing. You must, and all of that is faith, right? And there has to be work. There has to be implementation. One thing, and this is totally off topic, but one thing you have to understand, and that I understand when it comes down to relationship with God, I can't say that I truly believe in something that I'm doing if I'm not implementing, if I'm not doing something to show or demonstrate that I do believe in what I'm saying. So as an example, say oh Jesus, I love my eyebrows. Say that you believe that you're supposed to be building a business, writing a book, starting an event, creating an app. I had a client who had this idea of an invention for the profession that she was in, and she almost allowed fear to stop her. We were like, no, how about right now her actual invention is going through the approval process. I'm so excited for her. But what if she would allow that fear to stop her? There would have been no life, right? She believed that this is what she was supposed to be doing, but she had to demonstrate the very thing that she said she believed. Thank you all for the hearts. Make sure, oh, thank you so much. I've got to remember where I got these from. I don't even remember where I got these from. Probably from Lane Bryant some years ago, right? Thank you so much. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So what if she did not believe, right? What if she did not do the work? She would have never began to see the fruit of her labor. Right? So tonight we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes that I want you to avoid making as you pursue your purpose. Number 1, the biggest mistake that you can make is allowing fear to stop you. One of the number 1 reasons that I hear so many people not pursuing their purpose, not writing the book, not starting the business, not doing all of these amazing things that they want to do is because of fear. A fear of rejection, a fear of other people's opinions, a fear of success, a fear of not being able to live up to the hype or live up to the quality that they desire, or the fear of not being good enough. But one thing that I truly want you to always understand about fear is that fear is a whole distraction, especially when it comes down to pursuing your purpose. Fear is a distraction. Why? Because if you get stuck in fear, if you allow fear to get in the way, it will trap you. It won't allow you to move. It'll prevent you from taking the necessary steps that will allow you to get the results that you say you want. So that's number 1. Don't allow fear to stop you. So some may say, well, how do I not allow fear to stop you? Here's the thing that I want you to understand. It's all a decision. You decide whether you're going to allow fear to stop you or not. Hi, Linda. You allow fear to stop you. It's all a decision. Our quick story, real life story in 2013. Now, you looking at somebody some years ago, hated reading, right, as a child, let alone who would ever even think that I would be an author, right? But the year before I started writing my book, my assistant pastor gave me a prophecy, and she told me that she saw me writing. And I was like, at the time I was like, she serious? But lo and behold, I started writing. I ain't know nothing about writing. I ain't know nothing about editing. I didn't know nothing about publishing books. Let me tell y'all, I had none of the answers. This was about a little bit over 11 years ago. I had none of the answers. I didn't even know exactly how to put all of the pieces together. But let me tell y'all what I did know. I went to school. I knew how to get a pen and a paper, and I started writing. I was, at the time when I started writing, my husband and I were just transitioning to get back into our own home because we had been homeless for almost a year, which is a story for another day, right? And I had just given birth to our son, and I made a commitment that I was going to write every day for 15 minutes. I didn't know nothing about writing, but what I had was some notebook paper, an ink pen, and one of those paper folders that have the 3 prongs in the middle. Baby, I went to writing. My husband had our son on a sleeping schedule, so him and our son would go to sleep. Mama would stay up, and I would write 15 minutes. I didn't know how I was going to get. I didn't know nothing about editing, publishing. I didn't know nothing about that. All I knew was I was supposed to write a book. I couldn't give any energy nor thought. And see, that's the thing to all of the negative things that could happen. Do you ever realize that when fear comes about, it always causes you to see the what if negative? What if this doesn't work out? What if they do reject you? What if all of the negative stuff? It never allows you to see or never wants you to see any of the positive things that could happen. Whenever fear comes in and it tells you the negative, I want you to ask yourself, what if the positive? So instead of saying, well, what if they reject you? What if they accept you? What if they receive you? What if they receive and love all of the content that you have to share? This is how it's all a part of thinking. The Bible tells us to guard your heart. And when I think about guarding, I think of, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. What if you do get accepted? What if they make you an offer that blows your mind? What if it's even better than what you think it is? What if? We have the power. The power in, what is it? Hebrew means might, strength, and ability. And as a believer, God has given me might, strength, and ability to think differently. But as I was saying, he tells us to guard our hearts. When you look up the Hebrew definition of heart, it means mind, it means soul, it means your seat of emotions. So when you guard anything, you use all of your power to protect it. You dare somebody to cross that line before you leap on top of them and jump on them. So when those negative thoughts come in, you guard, you protect your thoughts. You protect your mind. Because out of it flows the issues of life. You have to understand just how powerful you are. You have the power to talk yourself into something, and you have the power to talk yourself out of it. At the end of the day, it's all a choice. It's all a choice. You get to decide. So mistake number one, allowing fear to stop you. Always remember that fear is designed to separate you. It is a trick that I've understood that the enemy tries to use to prevent the very thing that God has called his people to do, to prevent it from coming to pass. One of the things that I always think about, I think about the songs. I want you to think about songs and creatives that you absolutely love. Think people that motivate you. So one of the people that I love that really helps me to open up my mind and shift my mindset is Dr. Myron Golden. If you all are not following him, on YouTube, he is a must see. Like, absolutely. I mean, a man of great wisdom, and he provides transformational content as well, right? And I sit and I think about, what if Myron Golden never would have taken the step to create his YouTube channel, stepped out in his purpose? I wouldn't have not been as impacted as I am by him. Do you realize that there are people who are waiting for you to get up and share your content, to share your wisdom, to share your gifts? Okay? Mistake number two that people make as they pursue their purpose or dare to do so is they're waiting for the perfect time. How many of y'all waiting for the perfect time? You're waiting for the perfect circumstances. You're waiting for the perfect opportunity. You're waiting for the perfect support. You're waiting for all of these perfect things. One of the things that I have, thank you for subscribing, soccer girl. One of the things that I have learned about when people say they're waiting on the perfect time, and this may not be you, at all. But when people say they're waiting for the perfect time, is really, I'm going to say this, it's an excuse. It's a doorway for you to walk through so you don't have to do the very thing that you know you should be doing. You're waiting for everything to be aligned. You're waiting for the perfect time. What you classify as perfect is not what God considers perfect. One of my favorite women in the Bible and one of my favorite stories in the Bible is, well, actually, I'll give y'all two. The first one that came to me is the book of Esther, right? And Esther, I love her because I love the way that the story was told and written, because it's a very honest depiction of what people go through in our minds, right? Esther went back and forth. Well, not back and forth because her cousin like brought her in. But Esther had every reason in her mind why it wasn't the perfect time for her to defend her people. Right? She was afraid. She thought they were going to, she knew if she told them at the time, they were probably going to kill her too. Right? But instead of giving into that emotion and that feeling, she stepped out in boldness. And it saved not only her, but it saved a generation of people. When you think about your purpose, I want you to understand that your purpose is not just wide, it's deep. You moving in your purpose gives others permission and an awareness that they can do the same thing. It lets your children know what opportunities are out there besides what other people are saying. So quit waiting for the perfect time. You've been waiting for the past 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 2 days, whatever it is, it's long enough. It's time for you to get up and do. Well, Dr. JaNee, well, what if this? Well, what if it does work out for you? Here's the thing. What if you do fail? Let's just say that. What if you do fail? Do you understand that the biggest lessons that we learn are not from our victories, but from our mistakes? So the way that you shift in looking at a failure or something that didn't go well, I want you to see it as an opportunity to learn. So instead, ask yourself, how can I do better? How can I pivot? How can I make this even better so I don't run into making the same mistake again? The biggest lessons that you learn are from the things that don't go so well. Just embrace the things that don't go so well as an opportunity to make you better. All they're doing is making you better. That's it. Many are praying for these extravagant things, but do you understand that you have to become an individual who is prepared and ready to handle all of the responsibility that the extravagant requires? You want to lead a people, but you got to be able to deal with you first. You got to be able to lead your own ship before you lead thousands. You want millions of subscribers? How about you subscribing to yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you really believe in yourself? Or are you just wanting the applause of other people? And this brings me to mistake number 3, because I said I was going to be done by 9:50. If y'all want to learn more, make sure you click the link below, because tomorrow is the Mindset to Movement Summit, y'all. I'm interviewing 3 amazing seasoned oh my gosh, entrepreneurs. One is a restaurateur. She is absolutely amazing. She has faced quite a bit of pivots in her life and along her journey, and she is gonna bring the real and the raw. My what is it? Night number 1 is a gentleman who literally built a dream from the ground up. And not only is he inspirational, but he has so much wisdom about marketing, so much wisdom about dealing with people and challenges. And I would love for you all to embrace them, right? And lastly is not just a travel owner of a travel company, but her vision, Miss Takivia Sawyer, her vision was to help people like her travel the world. And one thing that I love about Miss Sawyer is that not only does she have a passion, she has a drive to create an experience for every one of her travelers. So make sure you click the link below. The only investment that you're making is the most valuable, which is your time. So make sure you click the link below and join us tomorrow. But lastly, number 3, the biggest mistake that you could ever make as you pursue your purpose and profit from it is expecting the support of other people. One of the things that I see so often on social media is when people talk about the lack of support from their family, their friends, their loved ones. Here's what you have to understand, and I'm going to leave you with this. God didn't give them the vision. Excuse me. He didn't give them the vision. He gave it to you. And one of the things that you have to understand is just like the man in the Bible who was ill, and his friends put him down through the roof so that he can have an encounter with Jesus. And I pray I'm saying this story accurately. Is that you want people who are going to be able to hold not just you up, but your vision up. You want to surround yourself with individuals who won't let you quit, who won't allow you to make excuses. And sometimes your biggest supporters are those who you're not related to and those who you don't even know. While it feels absolutely amazing to have our family and our friends be our biggest supporters, do not be discouraged if they aren't. Sometimes could it be that you're the first one in your family to let everybody else know what their life could be had they taken the step? And have you ever considered that you taking the leap of faith to pursue your purpose and build your business reminds them of how they are descending and how they gave up on their dream? But you may be the one to help them awaken it by you moving forward in yours. So don't get discouraged because they don't believe in you. Don't get discouraged because they don't support you. Understand that God gave you the vision. And if He gave you the vision, He's going to make provision, and He's going to make sure that you have the right support and the right team around you to implement and do the very thing that He's called you to do. I appreciate you all for joining me. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and always remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all.